Starseeds are the guardians of Terra who hold the knowledge of our ancestors. They are the inner earth beings that come to guide us with their wisdom. They are the enlightened beings from all over the galaxies that come to Terra like comets of light. They are the pioneers, the way-showers, and the architects of a new world, one built upon integrity, unity, and love. These are their stories. Join us as they share their journey of hope, as they break down paradigms and limiting beliefs, as they share their challenges and struggles to fit into the very society they are here to shift. The good, the bad, the everything. This is a journey of a starseed. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I have the next Journey of a Starseed series episode today with the lovely Hadaria and her beautiful bunny, Hadari. Hi, Hadaria, you're so cute. Not you're cute too, Hadaria, but your bunny is adorable. So let's wave to let Hadaria show her bunny for a second. He's adorable.
Hi, beautiful Sherri. It's so lovely to connect with you, and yeah, lovely to connect with your viewers also. This is Hadari, my gorgeous bunny. He's so kindly sitting here just patiently to say hello to you all and to send you universal love. He's just so gorgeous. I love him so much. Oh, and now he's excited to go and play. So I'll just pop him in his little
Pop him down.
area.
Okay, yeah. We just wanted Hadaria to get a chance to show everybody her beautiful bunny. So now he can go away and do what he wants to do. Well, welcome. Hadaria is joining us all the way from Australia, and she is a beautiful Hadarian Starseed that's going to share her story with the audience today. And she's a musician, a singer, and she's going to do something special for us toward the end of this interview. She's going to sing for us, and I can't wait for that. So Hadaria, welcome. And I want to let's start today with the fact that you're Hadarian Starseeds. You come from the Beta Centauri star system. So tell people who are listening who maybe have never heard of Hadarian Starseeds before, or Hadaria, can you give us a little bit of an insight about what that means, the characteristics, the challenges, and why you come to this planet?
Sure, I would love to, Sherri. And also, this is just my sort of own more recent understandings as well. So just sharing from my heart and soul how I see things. So to me, it's a wonderful gift to be a Hadarian Starseed. I just feel, to summarize Hadarian Starseeds, if I could use one word, it would be love. It would be love. I know that we all share love in our own ways, but to me, what I understand about my star background is that we came from love, from unconditional universal love, and we came to Earth to experience life as humans, but to share love, to share universal love, the frequency of universal love. And I feel like it's not something that I sort of have to try to do. It's just innate. It's just within me. And, you know, not to say I'm better than anyone else or anything like that, but it's just within my soul. Like it's it's something that's so natural. And so I feel that's our sort of most common quality, or the one that people might associate us with as well. But I think obviously it could be different for different Hadarian Starseeds, but it's just, to me, a very caring, loving heart, and caring about the world and people and animals and humanity, and just with everything I do, whether it's a song or a conversation or writing someone a message or something, it's always with love. It's always with love. And, I can't not write someone a message without saying universal love, or, putting love hearts. And so, I love love. I love hearts and things like that. And I just think we're very empathic generally and caring, or at least my personal experience of being a Hadarian Starseed. And I do pronounce it Hadarian, sorry, with being from Australia. And yeah, so just very caring, here to share love. And just also, though, I think having a very like being very connected to nature and being very connected to the stars, being very connected to, you know, animals, and just, I love nature. Like, you know, I talk to the trees and I talk to the little bees and the butterflies and the flowers, and I sort of delight in everything. And I imagine this is similar for other of my star family. You know, we just delight in everything. Like, it's like, to me, it really is like I'm experiencing everything for the first, you know, the first time. Like, oh, look at that beautiful flower, and just being so present in the moment, and just being just delighted, you know, delighted in it, like not trying to put it on that, oh, I'm delighted or I'm trying to be this or anything, but it's just like, it's just natural. And yeah, I mean, there's so many beautiful qualities, but to me, that's the most, is sort of just being delighted with everything, and seeing the best in people, seeing the best in everyone, and just wanting to share love, like wherever I go and whoever I might, you know, meet. And really, I just feel in my heart that my purpose, or, you know, mission, some might say, is, yeah, just to be myself and live a simple life, but to share love, and to share universal love, and to experience yeah, love here on earth and different things. Yeah, so sorry, did that answer your question well enough?
No, that was no, that was a beautiful answer. Thank you for sharing that. You know, from the Hadarians that I have been in contact with, or that I have met through my sessions, I think you explained it exactly how I would summarize it as well. You're here to bring in that universal love, language, and light into the planet, to help people remind people of love, and bringing that energy. And it's not just the love in the word that we use here, because I think it's so misconstrued, because we bring in romance, and it can have a negative connotation as well. But it's just pure bliss. And like, all the Hadarians that I've met are like just so joyful to be here. Like, they just love everybody so much and everything, and they're just constantly in awe with the beautiful flowers, the beautiful trees, and the beauty in people that they see, that even the person themselves may not see. And I think it's absolutely necessary right now. And I'm so happy to talk to you, and the fact that you're willing to share this experience with everybody. You know, did you always know, or how did you have this knowing that you're Hadarian?
Oh, yes, and if I could just quickly speak to what you shared as well,
Sure.
Sherri, I think that's a really great point. Like, maybe we're here to experience as a human the sort of the earth, you know, love, or the experience of earth love. But I really agree, we're sort of here to show a different kind of love, you know, to show that universal unconditional love that perhaps maybe people might have forgotten, or yeah. And so I think that's so exciting, because, you know, to me, the world is beautiful, but it definitely, I humbly feel, you know, could use more universal love. Yeah. Sorry, my journey. So as far as it's been more recent for me. I always grew up feeling different, and I always had a very strong connection to the stars. And I always was very kind and sort of gentle and loving, and very sort of I suppose soft, you know. So I always knew that there was something very different about me, because I couldn't understand why the world was the way it was, and I couldn't understand, you know, people being mean and things like that. And I was constantly told, oh, you know, this is just the way the world is. You need to sort of be tougher, or, you know, I was always told, oh, you're too nice, you're too kind. And I would think, why is being kind or being nice, you know, it's viewed as such a bad thing, or, you know, not such a great quality? I was like, I don't understand. The opposite. Yeah. So, but just in the last sort of year or so, approximately, I just really started to remember who I was. And so, you know, I've always been sort of open to like the universe and the stars, and spirituality and different things, and just always, yeah, always trying to, I suppose, understand myself. And it was as though my whole life, like, I just remember I had this sense of like, I know I'm here to do something, and I know it's like really sort of quite important, and I've got to remember what it is, you know. And I was like constantly, sometimes I'd wake up, you know, from a dream or something, and I'd be like, what is it that I've forgotten? I know it's really beautiful, and you know, it's my sort of my purpose, or it's, you know, what I'm here to share. And so in that last sort of year or so, I've really you know, I remember looking up at the stars one night. You know, I love to look up at the stars and connect with my star family and just, you know, universals and the galactics and everything. And I just remember thinking, oh, wow, of course, it makes sense. I'm from the stars. I'm galactic. I'm a galactic soul. Like, you know, it was like I sort of remembered in that, like there was things leading up to that. And it was just like, oh, this makes complete sense. You know, I've sort of always felt like I was from somewhere else, like a different planet or something, or that, you know, wasn't quite human the way that other people were. So, you know, like my soul wasn't from, say, like, you know, earth experiences and things. And so it just all sort of kind of made sense finally. And but then there was that real sense of urgency of like, I need to sing about love and universal love and, you know, love and unity. And I need to just go out on the street and sing about love. It was like suddenly I remembered, you know, and it just everything fell into place, and it was so beautiful. And so I just would sing. I had a little place in my community where I'd sing on the street, and I was just like singing about, you know, universal love, unconditional love, we're all one, you know, all those beautiful things. And I thought, I'm not sure if people really understand what I'm singing about, or if they're ready to perhaps hear my songs. But I just knew that I had to, like, you know, it was so it's been for about a year or so that I've been doing that. And then I've been able to sing in one of my local cafes regularly. And you know, that's just beautiful. I'm just sharing my heart and my soul and sharing the frequency of universal love. It's so beautiful. So I suppose there's been so much in that journey, but I just continue to like remember, you know, where I was from, and yeah, just, you know, why I was here. And yeah, I've had some really beautiful moments in my dreams, or, you know, when I'm asleep. I can't quite remember everything just at the moment, but I know definitely, like when I go out to the stars at night, and I look up at the stars, you know, I see, you know, in my reality, what is starships and, you know, different galactic beautiful things happening. And I also noticed that I've always looked towards the Southern Cross, which is where Hadara is sort of situated near, my whole life, like even before I remembered who I was. And I just think that's so beautiful, because it was like I was always looking to home, even though I didn't always remember that was home. And now it's just like, it feels like all the stars are just like, you know, pointing to home. And it feels so beautiful to go out there and like talk to them, whether it's telepathically or I sing to them and I like twirl and do little dances, and yeah, just like ground, you know, my feet into the earth and just send that universal love, you know, to them and receive that from them. So yeah, sorry, I hope that summarizes my sort of understanding and how I sort of came to this point. So then but I just decided also that I really want to just be my true self. So, you know, I want to be able to just say to people in conversation, oh yeah, I'm a starseed, you know, my soul's from Hadara, you know, I'm you know, this is my sort of my soul's background, or, you know, this is me. And I just want it to be sort of normal, you know, like where I could just talk about, oh, I've been talking to my star family, you know, in the stars, and I saw them shoot across a beautiful sparkle of love and light, you know, and it was just so beautiful. Yeah, so that's what I'm sort of wanting to do, especially this year, is just be my true self. Yeah.
I think, you know, I think that that's beautiful. I think that is what most people right now are feeling a calling to do. And something you said earlier is hit home for me, because I believe that my son, my first son, who is a crystal child, came in with Hadarian energy as well, because he is exactly how you described. And unfortunately, as time has gone and he's been in this negative 3D world, you know, it has changed him a little bit. He's still the sweetest, kindest soul, but I could tell that it did a number on him and his faith for humanity, and not understanding why there's so much hate and et cetera, and not really understanding his true purpose here, which I'm trying to help him with. I think this happens a lot with starseeds in general. They kind of sometimes lose their way, or they attract narcissists or negative people, but really because they need the healing, and you're meant to stand strong and be this beautiful light beacon in their reality, so that you can help open their heart up. But it can be quite challenging. And you said something that I said about my son when he was born, was the world is going to chew him up and spit him out. We need to toughen this kid up, because he was so unbelievably sweet, to the point where I'm like, oh my gosh, he's too sweet. But then I had my own epiphany a few years after he was born, where I said, no, he's this way for a reason. And I realized that what he's here to do, and information started to flood in about who he is and why he's here. And so I quickly changed my tune, and I was like, no, the world needs to soften up as a result of him being here, and it will change, and he will shift the world. And I think many are doing that. So I'm glad you brought that up, because it's time for us to all be our authentic selves, regardless of where we come from. And it's time for us to embrace that version of ourselves that a lot of us have been hiding. So I'm so glad that you're embodying that. And I think that this will help others that are hearing this say, yeah, I'm ready to be my authentic self as well, and really be brave. And we all do it together. We don't feel so alone. And I noticed that you yourself use the word verbal autistic. And I want to know if that came from a label that you received as a child growing up, or is it something that you realize that you take on the characteristics of autism, because of that you are a starseed? Like, where did that come from for you?
Of course. So, I always knew I was different, and I processed the world differently in, social situations and things. And I lived very different. I suppose I was always, the quirky one, or, the sort of, not that I really like the word weird, but, sometimes that people, I'm happy to be quirky and be myself. If I'm weird, that's okay. Being different is beautiful. But so I often wondered, if I was if I was on the spectrum, but because of the way it was often presented to me, I thought, oh no, I do want friends. I do want to be social. I obviously I'm not autistic. But then, as just in the last sort of year and a half or so, I was diagnosed, and it was really something that this was obviously, and before I remembered I was a starseed, I understood it first in myself. Like, I remember hearing about some different experiences of people, and then I went and read about autistic late diagnosed females, like women, and I was just like, oh yes, like tick tick tick, that's describes my whole life and my challenges and my differences so beautifully. And so I did get diagnosed, and I know some people prefer not to use labels, and I respect that. For me, it is helpful within the world we currently live in to sort of be able to explain to people that I'm autistic, because I do move differently. I do communicate and use language differently to most people. I do use sort of non-verbal body language differently, etc. So I like to have something that I can try and explain to people. This is why I may come across a little bit differently. But I also feel that, in my little humble way of seeing it, and I'm not suggesting everyone has to agree, but just for me personally, I find the more I'm understanding about being a starseed and remembering, I feel like, in a way, like in the future, I will just be able to say to people, oh yeah, I'm galactic, I'm a galactic Hadarian Starseed from Hadara. That's why I might, seem different to, say, an Earth soul, or, a person who's, had many lives on Earth or something like that, I'm sure that as I'll meet more of my star family, that I'll be like, oh gosh, like, oh, we're so similar, like, oh, we like, this is amazing, we're quite similar, or have a similar frequency or something. So I do talk about being a verbal autistic person, because there's also differences to me being a verbal autistic person. I feel like there's a reason I've been gifted with, my voice is to be able to share and to maybe articulate what it's like to be different, and sing about being autistic, and just also feel like there's with my music as well. I do write my songs differently, and I do sing differently to how most people are used to, or may write songs and sing. So I feel like just the way that I can sing so directly from my heart, and I can sort of, share lovingly, so without sort of any sort of you know, walls, so to speak, from my heart. I feel like that's a real gift to be able to sing about love and help to share that frequency, you know, just by singing or just by sharing my music. So yeah, so you know, I see there's value sometimes in sharing about being autistic, especially if it could help people understand themselves a little bit better. But really, in my soul, I feel like the real explanation for me is, yeah, I'm galactic and I'm from the stars. You know, I'm from the stars. And I hope that soon in the future, that will be, oh yeah, okay, we understand that, you know, and perhaps I wouldn't really need to talk about perhaps being as autistic, you know, as much, because I think that's perhaps just a way of describing it in the sort of human sense. But yeah, I think everything makes sense when I think about, yeah, I'm a galactic soul from the stars. So of course, Earth is going to be a bit more challenging and a little bit different and harder for me to maybe perhaps understand sometimes, because yeah, like from my understanding, I've not experienced this before. So it's all kind of new. And yeah, like I'm used to a frequency in my soul before Earth of like universal love and unconditional love. So of course the world might seem a bit noisy and, you know, challenging and, you know, because it's been such a different frequency. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. And I just try to share about being my unique self, because I think it, you know, hopefully if it even just encourages one person, that would just be so lovely, or, you know, helps one person. That would be wonderful.
Yes. Well, I think now is the time. It really is. People are waking up and they're more open to it. And I think ultimately at the end of the day, regardless of where you're from, even your earth spirits that have been here for millions of years because they wanted to, or inner earth, you know, we're all multidimensional. And so I think that's the important aspect of it. And some people coming through, some star seeds are new to earth. So they're having a lot of challenges because the 3D has a lot of density to it. There's a lot of noise. It could be very overstimulating to the senses, which is why they have, they're very sensitive to, a lot of starseeds are sensitive to sound, to touch, to even what they eat, with the what's the word? Consistency. There's a better word for it that I can't think of right now, of the food. The texture of the food that they eat, and the sounds that they make, and of course, and this 3D is harsh. You know, I remember growing up as a young girl thinking just like you, I'm different than everybody. Why am I so different? Then thinking there was something wrong with me, and wondering why people were so mean. To this day, in my 40s, I still ask the same question. I know the answer, it's rhetorical, but it's like, why are people so mean? What is it? And so I know that I came here to help perhaps shift the energy and bring light to the planet, because there's so much programming and negative infiltration of this 3D reality that a lot of the people that have been here for a long time forgot who they are. Their lights turned off. They're completely disconnected. So as the star seeds come in, whether they come from inner earth to outer earth, or they come from someplace else, we're simply here to help guide people and hopefully remind them of their love and their language and their light, all of it. And that's what you're here to do. And you know what, Hadaria, what I think the reason that you were given this voice, or not given, you chose to have your voice rather, was because what we're going to see and what we're going to experience more of in moving forward, and what I've been shown, is that there's so much more to language through song, through singing, and in many other star places, galactic, where you want to call it, they use their language is a vibration of singing and harmony and tones that blend together, and they mean so much more than our words could ever mean. No matter how many words we could put together, it doesn't equate to a harmony that comes through. And I believe that people like yourself are here to sing, to help activate people with your voice, because your voice is beautiful, and you're gonna give everybody a treat soon, and you're gonna share that with them. And I highly recommend everybody check out her website that has all of her tracks on, which I'll share that with you as well. But if you close your eyes and listen to it, it activates, it's healing, it's transformative, and it's a frequency that touches your soul, person to person. And it's actually quite beautiful. I think that, sorry, my dog is barking in the background, so it's distracting me. But I just wanted to share that with you, with everybody, really quickly, And unfortunately we do have the labels in 3D right now, but it is kind of necessary, and it has been, to raise awareness. But now that we're realizing that these labels are really just unique characteristics of star seeds, and that we're multidimensional and galactic beings, we will start to lose that label, and we will just be, like you said, I am a galactic being. This is my frequency, this is my essence, and we can all just share who we authentically are without using any labels.
I look forward to that. So I'm so excited for that. I know it's happening and it's continuing to happen, but yeah, I'm so excited for that time. And yeah, right. I totally agree with you. Like when I sing, I feel like I'm actually able to share my soul's kind of, frequency, vibration. I'm able to share that universal love in a way that I'm perhaps find a bit more challenging when I try to speak, because actually speaking is quite challenging for me. What I sort of have in my mind, like I really remember being sort of telepathic and being able to, connect beautifully with another soul, in Hadara, and it just being that beautiful, universal love frequency. And just, yeah, I find it hard in being human, because you sort of, you can't, you can sometimes feel people's energies, and sometimes you're not sure, like it's a bit confusing, or, but you just can't sort of meet generally another soul where it's just this pure, sort of unconditional love. And it's just, yeah, like just such a beautiful understanding and beautiful peace and sharing of love. So yeah, I look forward to, when we all become more of ourselves and we're able to do those beautiful things again. And I agree with what you sort of mentioned too, like it's lovely to know we're a starseed or where we're from, and those sorts of things. But I think ultimately too, I just try to remember that we are just one big universal family of love. So, maybe too in the future it will be less important about, or maybe where I'm from, or, but just like, oh, I'm just a soul, a beautiful soul, and I want to share love. And, we're all part of this one big universal galactic multi-dimensional family. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I really love what you're sharing. It's yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you. Speaking to my heart.
And I think, Hadaria, you just brought up a really good point too. I think one of the biggest things right now that people are experiencing as they're waking up is everyone wants to know where they're from, where, they contact me, or millions of, a lot of different intuitives are guiding people to find their soul origin. And I think it's great, but we all have to remember that none of us really come from the Pleiades or Sirius or Andromeda or Orion or even Earth. We're all universal love and light that fractaled off and had a unique individual experience. And where you chose to go from there, you could maybe associate Pleiades as your home, because that's where you've spent a lot of time, or in Hadar, or etc. But I think once we get past this, okay, now I got now I get to know my origins and where I've been, then it's just going to be, we just are. Because a lot of times when I'm in sessions, people are so fixated on where they're from that some of the guides will come through and say, it doesn't matter, you're galactic, and it's universal love and light language. And but ultimately people want to know the specifics, because I think that's how we're programmed as human beings. It's all about facts. I want to know exactly, and what's the story, and now what's the protocol, and what happened then and next, and that's just how we are. But I think we're just going into this beautiful energy of just being universal love and light, and we're all connected. And I think it's the energy that we need to embody right now. So I love that you brought that up.
Thank you. Yeah, and thanks for expanding. And I think, to realize we're connected to everything. So like, the tiny little, the little bee, or the most beautiful tree, or like the big things, the small things, we're connected. And I just that's what I felt recently over the last year too, is just that remembrance of we're all connected, and so just seeing everything and everyone. And so like often in the morning and in the evening and various times, whether it's sort of telepathically or just out loud, I'll say, universal love to everyone and everything everywhere. And that's just like my little way of sharing love. Or I'll do like little twirls outside amongst the trees, and I'll just send love to everything. But then I find the way I love to do that is just to kind of summarize, everyone, everywhere, everything. It's like, yeah, because I just think, and you know, I'm feeling so much more of that universal love too. It's amazing how things have really shifted, and I just feel, you know, compared to say a year ago or even 6 months ago, and I really felt that too with like sharing my music. I have really seen quite a transformation as well, just by singing my music. Like, even if sometimes it might seem like people are busy and they might not, you know, consciously be noticing or listening, I know that it's speaking to people's souls, you know, those who are you know, who hear about love, and they sort of, you know, they also want to choose love. And I know I've seen so many beautiful, I've had so many beautiful moments with people where, you know, I've just seen such a transformation as they've been hearing my music, and sort of getting to know, oh yeah, that's the girl, that's the singing girl.
Yeah.
Some they call me, yeah. And just people seem so much more open, you know, open to what I'm actually singing about now. And it's so beautiful. And I especially wanted to mention too, like, the children are just so beautiful. Like, I've seen so many star children when I've been singing, and I just recognize them, you know, my soul recognizes them, and they just are so delighted. And I'm singing about love or something so beautiful, and they, you know, they just light up, and I just, and they get excited, even little small children, if they're just little babies. And it's so beautiful. Sometimes I almost, you know, cry out of just this love, because it's like, oh, I'm here singing, and it might be really busy, or maybe some people may not seem to understand what I'm singing about, but the children, like especially these beautiful little star children, you know, they get so excited when I'm singing about love, and they sort of, sometimes they dance or sing, or, you know, just, it's so beautiful. Like, that has been so beautiful to just remember that, yeah, I'm in this place where I'm meant to be at exactly the right, you know, present moment. And this beautiful, you know, this beautiful soul has we've had this little connection, you know, and it's it just delights my heart, delights my soul. Like, it's so beautiful. And sometimes even when I'm singing, I sort of sense love from my star family, or a little message or something like that. And you know, like one time when it was really busy, and I get a lot of sensory overload, so it can be quite challenging sometimes, but I'm like, nope, I'm still just going to share love and sing about love. They showed me kind of like them all making sure that, you know, at that time, at that day, every week, they, sorry, I feel a bit emotional, but they stop and they're listening to my love music, and they just love it and they appreciate it. So even if it may not seem so in the sort of current, you know, world, they are just so delighted as well. And I could just like feel their love, and it was like they showed me that when I sing too about love, it's like this little sparkle of love that just kind of, you know, these little beautiful like golden sparkles that just keep, you know, flowing out. And yeah, so like, it just keeps flowing out into the, you know, into those around me, in the community, in the world. And I even wrote a little bit of a song about sharing your love across the universe, and be a sparkle of love that fills the earth, sort of from that beautiful image. So yeah, I just it's so beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful to be living in these interesting, you know, amazing times. And, you know, I know they're still challenging for me as well, but just to, what a privilege, you know, to be able to share love, and to be able to share love, just, you know, to, yeah, I just think it's such a privilege. Oh, sorry, maybe not, that's not the right word, but like, it's such a, I know, it's just such a beautiful thing. Like, it's, yeah, I just feel so grateful that I can sing my simple songs, you know, because my songs are quite simple, and it's simple music. It's more about the message, and same with my recordings, they're sort of home recorded with love, but it's the message that I think is what I'm wanting to share, that frequency or vibration, you know, universal love. Yeah.
Well, you, gosh, Hadaria, you're such a genuine, humble, kind person, and I can feel the love that you give out coming through the universe, through the quantum, into this computer right now, coming out, and I can feel it. It's absolutely beautiful, and I think that you are just so important right now for people to just, you know, it doesn't have to be this way. It really doesn't. It does. We don't need to live in this reality like this. We can choose. We have a choice. We can choose. Because if majority of us choose something else, to be in a higher vibration, to live from love and gratitude and kindness and enjoy each other and respect animals and nature and of all of us as one, that we can change this. And I think that we have to just put ourselves out there and show people something else, something better. And you know what? I think this is the perfect segue. I think that if you're ready, why don't we have you sing one of your beautiful melodies and I think that it's going to be activating. And I think if people just listen with an open heart and an open mind and sit back and just relax, I think that you can activate many right now just listening to your beautiful harmony, because I know it's embedded with a frequency, a Hadarian frequency that's needed right now for humanity. And that's why the two of us are connecting right now. So whenever you're ready, take your time to set up and we'll sit back and listen.
Thanks. And in case I don't get to say after the song, Sherri, I just wanted to say thank you to you for this opportunity and to be able to connect with you, but also for what you're doing in so many ways, you know, the Starseed series, you know, just helping the children and you know, the beautiful classes you have for children and some adult classes. And yeah, just what you do with your healing center and just everything you share. I really wanted to take a moment to thank you and to remind you of what a beautiful soul you are and how inspiring you are as well. And I just appreciate everything you're doing for everyone and for humanity. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That was beautiful, and I appreciate that. And don't worry, after you're done, we'll talk for a couple more minutes before we get off. So yeah.
I sometimes can forget what I'm going to say because I tend to sort of process in a bit slower time. So I just didn't want to not, you know, forget to thank you and to honor you as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So this song is called World of Love that I would love to share. And it is about what I try to do in my life, you know, every day to the best of my capacity. It is just to feel, to create, to imagine, to, you know, to create a world of love, you know, in my simple little quiet life. And then when I go out into the world, and it's just to sort of, again, try to remind people, you know, we could have a world of love. We could have a world where, yeah, everyone feels safe and is loved. So that's the beautiful frequency and message I'm hoping to send. Now I did tune it, but I'll just double check it's still in tune. Should be pretty good. Perfect. Beautiful. And this is my baritone ukulele. I love it. I love ukulele. So I hope I hope everyone enjoys this song and that it speaks to your heart and to your soul. Here we go. Imagine a world where love was on the news. And peace was in the and joy was in your diary. Let's imagine a world of love. Let's imagine a world of peace. Let's imagine a world of joy. Let's imagine a world of hope. Better yet, let's
Yeah, that was beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much.
Sherri, you're
Now,
welcome.
I know the sound may not have been pristine. We're not professional studios, so I apologize, but it sounded pretty great to me. But Hadaria, tell me how people, I will also put the link below, but tell people how they can listen to your music.
Sure. Well, I have a little Bandcamp page. It's hadaria.bandcamp.com. Or I've recently just been sharing a little bit on, I have a little Instagram page as well, which is, do you want me to say it? It's
Yeah.
hadaria.starseed.love. And yeah, it's just where I share a little bit of my creativity and thoughts and hopefully some encouragement and love and peace and universal love. Yeah.
Well, I will put all your links below so people can find you. They can listen to your music. I think it's beautiful. I think children will love it. I think adults will love it. I could just imagine sitting with you at like a fireplace or a campfire and just listening to your music. It's just so beautiful. I think that it's harmonizing and it can help people to transmute energy right now because we're all healing and we're all in our own path and our own journey. And the more we can do to help each other, lift each other up and feeling positive and working together instead of conflict. I think that this is a good time for all of us to really just help in any way that we can, whatever your gifts are. And your gift is clearly first of all, your beautiful energy and your light, but also your voice. You came here to use your voice. My voice is terrible. If anyone wanted to hear me sing, it would be pretty bad. But you have a beautiful voice. And so this is your contribution to the world. And I think it's incredible. So thank you for coming on today and sharing that with me and with everybody that watches this. Is there anything else that you would like to say?
Well, just thank you again, Sherri, for all your lovely words and kindness. I just would love to encourage any of your viewers, that I do still have challenges, and I'm not good at a lot of the human things, so to speak, just human life. But yeah, it was when I really just listened to myself and my soul, and just my sort of went, my heart, and just sort of was quiet. It was like, what am I here to do? What am I here to share? Like, what's my unique gift to share? How can I share it in a way that's my unique way and within my capacity? And I'll just encourage people to just, we all have beautiful gifts to share, and no matter what they are. And even if it's just smiling, at someone as we walk by, or, being kind to someone in our day-to-day life. So yeah, I'll just encourage everyone to love themselves and to share universal love in a way that they're able to, or that feels right for them. And yeah, the world needs more love. I have a song about that the world needs more love. So yeah, if we all just share a little bit of love in our own way, that's innate for us, and that's authentic for us, we can create that beautiful world of love. And we're all creating it in our own individual ways, and then collectively, it's just so beautiful. I really feel excited and hopeful for a world of love that is coming very soon. I mean, it's already here, but it's like it's continuing to blossom, and it's just so wonderful. So yeah, thank you everyone, and I just wanted to send you all universal love. And can I send you some hugs and love hearts as well? I don't know. Your little love hearts. Yeah. Little love hearts. Yeah, thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, Sherri, and have a beautiful day, everyone. And thank you for listening.
Oh, thanks. Hadaria, I think you're a lovely person, and thank you so much. And I hope this video finds everybody well today. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I think many people will. You're just very uplifting. Your attitude is very uplifting, and just helps people maybe just surrender and just say, I'm here to be of service. And you attract only those experiences, energies, and people that align with your highest good. And so it is. And then we can move forward. First of all, loving ourselves, like you said, that's very important. A lot of people don't love themselves. You got to love yourself no matter what. And that's been a challenge for me as well. And I'm still working through some of those things. But when you unravel those layers of yourself, you realize sometimes the characteristics that you don't love about yourself sometimes aren't even yours, that you've taken them on through programming. and narcissistic relationships and things like that. And so it's time for self-discovery right now. I think 4D is about us finding ourself and our true self, and then loving that version of you, that the true version of you. Once you figure out what that is, and taking the time to do that is really important. So thank you to everybody for watching this. Until next time, bye everybody. See you later.
Universal love. Bye.